Even if you have used FL Studio for years and you know the shortcuts and you think you know all the tips and tricks, but still you want to stick out throughout the video because you might get something new to learn, which can be really helpful to your workflow. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Sir Gamma, and today we are going to learn some very crazy and kind of secretive tips and tricks on FL Studio to make our workflow better. So without further ado, let's head on to the system and see what FL Studio has for us. So now I have FL Studio open. So the first one is using F keys. So this is pretty simple. You can just, push your F1, F2s and all the F keys and see what do they do. F1 key open the image line support. And F2 helps rename a pattern or an audio clip. So if I have an audio, any audio and I want to rename it, there are two shortcuts that you can do. The traditional way is to right click here and then rename and color. Then you can rename it whatever you want. And the second one is you can go here, do a right click and press R from your keyboard. It will open this pop-up window. And the next one is you can press F2 and it will pop up the same thing. Same with the patterns. If you have a pattern you want to change, press F2, or you can right click and press R. Pretty simple. This saves a lot of time when you have a lot of patterns and audio clips in your playlist to rename and organize. And the next is F3. So F3 opens the menu, which is here, which you can access from this drop-down menu. This will be opened if you press F3. Wherever your mouse is, it will open the menu there. Then F4 does the same thing, which F2 does. Then F5 opens and closes the playlist. F6 opens the channel rack. F7 opens the piano roll. F8 opens all the things, opens everything that you have. F7 opens the piano roll, and it's pretty much it. Like you can use all the keys and see what they do till F11, F12. F11 opens info settings on your project, which can help you to put in the metadata. Now let's head on to the second trick, which is crossfades. Okay, now like I have this audio. So if I wanna cut it in between for any reason, there is a possibility that it can, start or end with clicks. So to avoid that possibility, avoid those pops and unnecessary clicks, you can just click, open the sampler, and here you can go to declicking modes and try whichever works for you. I personally love the generic bleeding because it does not cross fades a lot and it fades out smoothly from wherever you cut the audio. You can experiment with all of these. Smooth is the same thing, but it kind of fades along, like it has a long tail. All of these have different graph curves in starting and ending. You can use as per your comfort. And the next one, find MIDI notes of any audio sample. This trick has saved my life in so many ways, especially when I'm, making remixes. It helped me a lot. So let's take out any sample.
But before we move ahead, I want to tell you something special. If you want to learn music production, mixing, mastering, or even music business, I am offering specialized, dedicated courses for all of these. And these are not video courses which are pre-recorded. These are live courses in person with me, online or offline, and you can access every detail you need to know about these on my website, which is sirgamma.com. And also mentioning the website, we have currently redesigned the website and added great educating articles about music business, beat licensing, and all of that stuff. Now mentioning the beats, I also want to tell you that I sell beats online on my website, which is sirgamma.com/beats. So if you are a singer or a rapper, I might have the right beat for you. Let me know on Instagram if you like something. Also, for all my YouTube subscribers and my video viewers, I have specific limited time offers on all my courses, as you can see the timer going on my website. So grab the seats before all the seats are booked, and yeah, see you in there. Let's continue to the video.
Let's take any vocal. Okay, so I have this Alap, which is from Kashmir sample pack, Kashmir volume 4, and I personally love this sample pack since I have bought it. It's one of the best sample packs you can have, and everyone knows how famous Kashmir samples are because of their quality and quantity. So let's have a listen to this Alap vocal sample. So you can see there are a lot of notes which this singer is hitting. Now if you want to make a MIDI out of this and you want to see what notes are these, it'll be a really hassle if you are not musically trained. Even if you are, it'll take time for you to figure it out. So first of all, there are two ways to do it. Click the audio, open the sampler, and then press Ctrl E, which is the shortcut to open Edison. Now, one thing you can do is go here to the flag section and then detect pitch regions. Now it will tell you the pitches in which it is being worked on, but it won't be that accurate in this particular case because I'm sure after D sharp also he has modulated his voice in a lot of ways here in between. Let's have a listen. So it's not only on D sharp, it's going up and down, but it's just showing this. And the next way is just right click here and edit in pitch corrector. It will open the same audio in new tone. New tone is a stock plugin from FL Studio. Now here in detail you can see it is on which note, like the sample is on which note and how many modulations and how much modulations are there. So it is though on D sharp, but it is going up and down in cents. Now, if we cut it from here, you can see this particular sample is not on D sharp, it's on F. So this is not D sharp, it's F. So all of these little modulations, you can go into new tone and you can just check for yourself, like this area right here. If we cut it out, it's not exactly on D sharp. So these little modulations are really easy to handle. And then if you want to convert them into MIDI notes, you can just let's open FL keys. So we have an instrument. What you want to do is select this here and then press this icon in pitch editor. It will send every note that you have here into a piano roll, and let's see how this piano roll sounds. So it's not that exact, but this is the way you can convert any audio to MIDI. Now let's have a listen to the audio and the piano roll. It's almost matching, and you can do all the small micro shifting in here if you want to make it exact. But yeah, that's the easy way to convert any audio to a MIDI roll. Now the next one is never lose an idea. So now the next one is really like, let's see, I played this, right? Don't get away with the melody, it's nothing. I was just pressing some keys on my keyboard. Now I wasn't recording it, but if I want it in my piano roll, then what I can do is go to tools, go to dump score log. So FL Studio actually was recording everything which I was playing, though it was not recorded inside FL Studio, but FL Studio itself has a log what I was playing. So you can go up to last 30 minutes, go to tools, dump score log to the selected pattern, and last 2 minutes. And everything that I played, you can hear right into a piano roll. So that's an easy way to never lose the ideas that you had while you were playing. Okay, so the next one, automation clips. There is one crazy thing about automation clips. Let's suppose we have automated this. So first of all, you can right click at any parameter inside FL Studio, which is a native FL Studio plugin or mixer or anything, volume knobs, any knobs inside FL Studio. Right click, create automation clip, and it will create the automation clip for you. Now, if I do basic automation in this one, let's suppose I put some note here. Somewhat like this, maybe. So now you can see inside the channel rack, the volume knob will be automated. Now, what I want to do, I want to make another automation clip for something else. Let's suppose I have another instrument, I have another layer, and let's clone this one. And I have something else playing on here, but just to show you guys, I'm just copying and pasting it down an octave. I would have done it in the same FL keys, but just to show you guys about the automation clips, let's automate this also. So now this upper automation clip is pretty basic, but if I want to do some major changes, like if I have a project of a song going on and the automation clip inside it is crazy. So what I want to do is, I don't want to spend my time to create an automation clip exactly like this manually, So what I can do is go onto this top bar of the automation clip, double click, it will open the automation editor. Now go to here, the drop down menu, then copy state. Now it will copy everything that this automation clip has. Go to the new automation clip on which you want to paste, double click, drop down menu, paste state. So as you can see, we have the automation clips exactly the same, which you can see here also. So you can see all of these automations are exactly the same. So you don't have to do the same thing twice. Okay, so the next one is really handy shortcut which I use all the time. Let's have this audio again here. So if I want to rename it, I told you, right click, press R. Similarly, if you want to make it unique, let's suppose I have any other sample in the project with the same audio and I want to make this one unique for any reason, right click, then you have to go to make unique, but shortcut is right click and press M. It will instantly make that thing unique. So this thing is really handy and it helps me to save a lot of time. Every time I right click, I don't have to find where is make unique, just right click and press M. Okay, so there is no any other clip which is showing me this pop-up, but if you want to do it, that's the way. The next one, to put any audio into a mixer rack, there's one thing what you can do, open here and then see if you want to put it in mixer number 5, scroll it here, then go to mixer number 5 and then rename it something 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 and then change the color. But instead of doing all of these things, what you can do is just right click or double click the audio, you have it selected, then go into any mixer channel, go here, press Ctrl L. So it will automatically assign that audio or the generator or a synth, as a matter of fact, any instrument or any audio in that particular sample. It will change the color to the color of the audio or the instrument which was in the playlist, and it will also rename it depending on what's the name of it in the playlist. So that's a really easy way to do. I'll do it once again with this audio. Go here, Ctrl L, the name of the audio will be exactly same and the color also, and it will be routed to that particular channel. Now, if I want to do hi-hat rules, this one's really handy for this. So what you want to do is stretch, instead of, just going here, selecting 1/4, putting notes everywhere like this, consuming all the time. What you can do is delete all this, stretch this till here, and if you want to do it in 1/4 or let's suppose in 1/2, go here, select this, press Ctrl plus U, and it will chop that audio depending on the grid that we are in. So if we are in 1/2, it will be like triplet kind of a thing, and if we go to 1/4, select all of this, Ctrl plus U, it will chop it according to the grid. So that's a real handy one. And the same thing we can do with quantization. If we have this pattern which I played, if you want to quantize it and it's not on time, like you can see, this is somewhat not on the grid, this particular note. Similarly, all the notes would have been somewhat here and there. So what you can do is Ctrl plus A to select everything, Ctrl plus Q to quantize. As you can see, all of these notes, as soon as I press Ctrl plus Q, moved a little bit and they are snapping exactly onto the grid. So to help you with that manual hassle, this one is real handy. If you record a lot of things from your MIDI keyboard, all of that stuff. If you record a lot of things through your MIDI keyboard, this one's gonna come real handy. Okay, so this next one is pretty handy for reverse reverbs. Reverse reverbs are really famous while, mixing and while putting effects into the audio. It's kind of a riser from the same sample which is about to be played after that. So what you can do is, it sounds really cool to create kind of a tension or a build-up before, especially a vocal. So there's a shortcut. You need to copy that audio, make it unique, reverse it, put a lot of reverb on it. First of all, cut it from here, put it into a mixer rack, put reverb, play it in solo, record it in Edison, drag it into the playlist, delete this initial starting, reverse it again, and then you have your reverse reverb of that vocal sample. This is the traditional way to do it. I'm just going to show you a shortcut of this. That's how it would sound. Sounds pretty good when mixed with the whole song. So there's an easier way to do it. Open it, Control E, open in Edison. Now just select the starting section. Now press Control plus Delete. What it'll do is it'll delete everything except what you selected. Now to put a quick reverb, Control plus R, press Enter. Now as you can see with the reverb, we are here. Now press Alt and the left arrow key on your keyboard to reverse it and drag it into the playlist. You don't have to do any of the hassle you had to do before. Chop it from the starting. And there you have it. It's crazy, right? How you can do all of this stuff without the hassle. I wish I knew it sooner when I started out. Now, layering channels. So let's suppose I have all the instruments. I have these 3 instruments here and I want to layer everything. Like I want this and this, and let's suppose this also. So I have 3 instruments playing the same melody. It's nothing, like I just put 4 notes on a C major scale. But if you are working in a song and you have a drop or you have anything in which you have layered the same melody to various instruments, then this one is going to be really handy for you. Let's suppose I want to change something in this piano roll. I want to put something like this. Now, what I have to do is I just have to do the same thing to every instrument. So only this one is playing the change, which is FL keys. This is not doing anything. This is not doing anything. So instead of this, what you can do is Control copy, Control paste, Control paste. This is a simple copy pasting method, but this can also be a hassle if you have 10 instruments playing the same melody. But you can just open here and plus and open layer. Now this layer, open this layer. What you have to do is first of all scroll layer to the top so that it's organized. Now open the layer. Now select the channels that are in layer. Control plus shift and left click will select everything here. Now all these green channels are supposed to be in one layer. I've selected it and go here and click set children. Now let's take out the MIDI notes and put it in layer, and when I'll play the layer, you'll see all of these 3 instruments will play together. The layer channel is triggering all of these 3 instruments. Now if I want to make a change, what I can do is I can just go make a change here. It will play in all the 3 instruments. It's a pretty handy thing to have in your proper song projects or even in beat projects where you have a lot of layers. Now, if you have a lot of these things, what you can do is like you have a lot of layers and you want to organize it and you have things sorted out, go here, select, you can make a group, Alt plus G, and name the group. I'll name it keys, let's suppose, keys plus bass. So now it will be in this group. You can access it from here. So you have audio automation unsorted by default, all of these 3. And the next I have key and bass. You will open and you will see only the instruments which you have in that group. It comes pretty handy to organize the channel rack. It can look like a mess. We haven't done anything in this project, but you can still see we have a lot of things right here. So this one can help you all the hassle and just see the instruments you want to see in the channel rack. Deleting unused audio. So let's suppose this audio is not being used. what you can do is, if you have a lot of things, the CPU is overused and the FL Studio has started crashing, or there are cracking sounds in your project and you don't have that much CPU coverage, what you can do is go to Tools, Macros, and select Unused Channels. So when you do it, you will see all the channels which are selected here are not used anywhere in this project. If you wish, you can delete them one by one. You can check, but this will show you the amount of unused channels. Now, if you wanna remove the unused channels just by selecting Purge Unused Channels, you can do it directly also. You don't need to do Select Unused Channels. This was just to see which channels are not used. You click here, Purge Unused Channels, and it will delete all the channels which were here, which were not used. Control Alt Z will bring all the channels back. Just in case you messed up, Control Z will bring them all the way. So I'll tell you this also, if you do not know, it's pretty basic. So if you have done anything you want to undo, you can do Control Z, but it will go up to only one level. So if I press Control Z again, it will redo that. You can see I'm not going any way back than this. If I press Control Alt Z, it will just do undo. It won't redo. Undo, 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 undo. So whatever I did in my project, and you can choose the number of repetitions you want FL Studio to save if you want to redo anything. But I guess it's already a lot. It's, I guess, approximately 80 to 100 undos by default in FL Studio that you can do. So don't worry about it. And the next one, save CPU and RAM if you have a lot of layers going on simultaneously and CPU is cranking. Then what you can do is go to Tools, Macros, switch Smart Disable for all plugins. So what it will do, it will disable all the plugins when they are not being used at any particular section of the time, and the plugins that you have loaded and you have turned them off but they are still in the background somewhere like eating your CPU, it will disable all those plugins and it will help your CPU to run faster. Mono versus stereo availability. Some people have problem guessing which sample in their playlist is mono and which one is stereo. What you can do, open the sample in the sampler, right click here, then you go multi-channel waveform view. Now this particular waveform will be shown, this particular waveform will be shown like this, which is showing this is stereo. So as you can see, the difference between mono and stereo waveform, so the difference between the two waveforms, the left and the right, is quite different, easily noticeable. Denoise, this is one of my favorite things in FL Studio. So let's suppose I'll take a vocal sample. This is raw recording, but still it was done in a studio, so it will have. So here I can listen something. So if you have a vocal recording or any recording as a matter of fact in which you want to remove the noise, open that, Control plus E is the shortcut to open it in Edison. Now find the area where only the noise is being played. So this area, I can see I have noise. So select this by left clicking and dragging. Go to this brush tool, right click here. It will take the noise profile which it says is acquired, then deselect the area, zoom out, press Ctrl A, select everything, go to here again, and then you can preview also. If you put output noise only and then preview, then you can listen every noise that is being removed from the audio. Yeah. And then after this, what you can do is undo this, adjust all of these a little bit, accept. Now what it will do is it will remove that noise which was in the audio, and the audio will be really, really clean. Now it's processed, zoom in, and this was the section where there was noise, and that particular noise would have been removed from the whole audio. So this is a pretty nice way. I love this, and I almost use this in all the vocals if there is any noise, in all the recordings as a matter of fact. Now there's one more thing that messes a lot of things. If you are a new user, this thing would have been messing with you. So if you have any plugin open which you are not able to access, and you want this plugin to come over this window, but you are not able to, so what you want to do is go here in the drop down menu, press detached, and now you can access this plugin. So nothing is detached by default in FL Studio, but you can detach everything by default. So what you can go options, then go to general settings, and then detach all plugins. Then everything that you will open will be detached by default. So the next one is copying and pasting plugins in mixers. So I have, let's suppose I have a Panomatic, any VST as a matter of fact, in this mixer, and I want this particular plugin with this settings, this plugin with this same settings in any other mixer rack. So what I can do is, instead of opening the same VST again and copying and pasting each and every note from here and there, I can just go here, save preset as, and drag this while left clicking to any other mixer rack that I want this plugin to be set with the same settings. Drag it here and it is here with the same settings as it was there. Now, there's one more thing that you can do. If I have, let's suppose, some more things in here and I want the same settings exactly from one mixer to the other, I just want to copy everything, then right click, file, save mixer track state as. Then go on to any other mixer you want to paste, go here, and the same mixer with the same effects, with the same values will be pasted in that particular mixer channel. Now, if you are in the mixer, let's head on to this also. If you have any mixer in which have plugins and any audio or any VSTs routed to it and you want to reset it, you want to remove everything, you can just right click on the mixer, reset selected tracks routing will reset the routing. If it is routed here and it is side chained, let's suppose here, then right click, reset selected tracks routing, then all the routing will be removed and one routing which is by default to the master will be there. And then right click again if you want to reset everything in this mixer channel, reset selected tracks to default, and it will give you a pop-up warning, and then you can hit OK and this track will be resetted to default. This one's a lifesaver, to be very honest, but I got to know it really late, and it will be really great if you can, use this right away after I tell you. This trick is perfect if you use a lot of analyzing plugins, like I use Span a lot of times. It is a great plugin and it is also free. So this is an analyzer plugin, and if we have something which is being played right now, this will show you every frequency and the audio and the dB, everything which is going on in your project. So instead of analyzing and putting it on every channel to analyze that, or instead of putting it on master, what you can do is put it on current channel. There's a channel with the name C. This is the current channel. What it will do, if you will play anything on any mixer channel, it will show the analyzation of that particular channel at that particular time. So you won't be mixing. So let's suppose I have this on this particular channel and I have this on channel number 3, and I want to analyze just the audio in channel number 7. So I am playing channel number 7 right now. It is just showing me the analyzation of channel number 7 because I have selected that. If I go to channel number 6, it will show me just the analyzation of that particular one. And if you want to analyze everything which is going on in project, just select the master channel, play everything. I don't know why, but people do not use current channel. This is one of the best things that FL Studio has in the mixer rack. Now, there's one more thing which I personally don't use much, and I'm guilty of it, but I must tell you if you do not know. So every mixer channel in the mixer rack has a built-in EQ here to the left bottom or to the right bottom, depends on where you have your effect rack on the mixer. So this is a basic but pretty good 3-band EQ. You can do the shelf here at the low frequencies and a bell in the mid frequencies and a shelf also in the high frequencies. So some minor adjustments in some sounds in your channel if you want to mess it up and you want to EQ some basic things without putting any other third plugin, which can also crank your CPU up. So you can use this mixer with the 3 bands on that particular mixer. Every mixer has this, you can see, and you can just roam around here. It's pretty basic, and you can also take out notches. It's pretty customizable. Now there's one more thing I want to tell you about automation clips, and this can be pretty annoying if you do not know it. If you have this slide button on here, and if you change any value, it will slide all the notes in the automation clip, which you would not want in 99% of the cases. Personally, I do not want. So turn this off, and then you can move around any one point without disturbing any other points. This one really saved my life when I got to know this, because every time I changed one value, it used to change all the other values. So this FL Studio 20.9 update has, a great feature, and they have changed the automation clip editor. This is really handy. Now, instead of, going in here and doing automation in a smaller screen, you can open the editor and you can edit your automation clip from here. And if you want, you can just make it full screen, and you have a lot of space to work in with. You can just snap everything to grid. You can zoom in also, zoom out also. And if you normal scroll from your mouse wheel, you will zoom in and out. And if you press shift and zoom in, you can zoom in on particular points you want. Shift and scroll will zoom in particular points, normal scroll in and out, and alt vertically up and vertically down. So this one is a great addition to the automation clip editor. You can also use LFOs. You can go here and use the LFOs, but if you do not want to use LFOs, go here again, turn it off, go back, and the changes you will make here, you will see your automation clip will be having outside. So now there's one more thing that comes really handy. Go here, Articulation Tools, Scale Levels. Now, if you wanna move up and down every point in here, so that's a really difficult thing and time consuming thing to do. But when you come here from articulation clips to level scaling, you can just move multiply up and down to move all the things up and down at one time. Move up or move down. And change the offset. And you can just mess up with the settings and you can have the results you like. Now, song metadata, I told you in the starting also, press F11 and you can edit all the metadata of your song. So there are two types of song metadatas. The first one is when you will render out your or export out your audio, then you can add external metadata via third-party plugins. If you want a separate video on how to add metadata to your songs, do let me know in the comment section. I'll help you out with that. And there's one metadata which you can put in before exporting the audio also, and you should do both of them. So that one is done from here. Press F11, put in the title of the song, author, self-explanatory stuff, genre of the song. If you want to put in comments, your contact emails or something like that. And then if you want to put a web link of your website or anything, or YouTube link or anything like that. So this helps when this is being downloaded in any phone or any system, then people can see the name of the song and the author and the artist name. And if they see the metadata, if you open any file and see the metadata, you can also see the comment sections and web links. So this is a great way. If people check your metadata, then you can let them have your email for your contact information and also any web link that you want to promote. So I guess that's it for this particular video, and I'll be coming up with another part because there are a lot of tips and tricks about FL Studio that I have learned in so many years, and one video is not enough to tell all of them. So I'll be coming up with a part 2 of this video and telling you all the great tips and tricks to enhance your workflow, and you can make your songs, mix your songs and master your songs at a much faster pace while knowing all of these shortcuts in FL Studio and some secret tips also. And you can also check out my YouTube video series named All About Music Business for Independent Artists, in which I teach everything an independent artist needs to know about music business. Even if you're starting out or you have been in the business since long, but still you want to know each and every detail that labels know, which is the secret to their success. So I have everything in that particular video. You'll have the link here in the pop-up cards. And if you want to learn from me personally, the same music business thing, you can check out the link in my bio. Okay, so that's it for today's video, and hopefully I'll come up with the part 2 of this video because, one part is not enough to tell all the tips and tricks that I have learned in so many years in FL Studio. You can follow me on Instagram also. You will get my username somewhere here and the link in the description. With that being said, I'll see you in another video, another Friday, with the part 2 coming up of this FL Studio tips and tricks to enhance your workflow. So yeah, stay tuned, and if you like what I taught in this video and what I told, If this video helped you even a little bit, please press that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me a lot. And if you want to support me directly, you can check the link in the description of Buy Me a Coffee and you can support me there. So I guess that's it, and bye-bye. Take care. See you. Now I'll shut up.